My name is Sam Mulianga. I lead the Advanced Family Planning Advocacy Initiative, which is implemented by Jpiego in Kenya, but is an initiative within the School of Public Health at the Johns Hopkins University, specifically the Bill and Melinda Gates Institute. And we started off engaging with champions in Kenya who can actually advance the cause of family planning, given the critical importance of family planning. And therefore, as an initiative that works to strengthen political leadership, that political commitment, strengthen investment in family planning, especially financial investment, and also try to see to it that the barriers that stand in the way of family planning, especially policy barriers, are actually removed, and we have an enabling policy environment, whether at the national level or at the sub-national level, in this case, the counties in Kenya. AFP did recognize the central role of champions, especially those champions that are at the political leadership level. And one, group of champions that we identified way back was the county first ladies. And therefore, in 2015, we brought county first ladies together and basically oriented them in matters of family planning, matters that are critical to national development, critical to communities, and matters that really will help women in this country as well as our families. And all individuals, right from even young people, participation in this. And the First Lady of Kwale County, Her Excellency Christine Mburia, was among the team of First Ladies that attended this meeting. And at the end of this meeting, a champion as she is, she felt that this is a matter that she really needs to take it forward with the stakeholders in Kwale, the leadership in Kwale, so that the people of Kwale can actually benefit from her efforts to champion, especially matters of family planning. And therefore, using her foundation, which is Fanikisha Foundation, she actually worked with others in the county and ourselves to see to it that one, the county has a technical working group that can actually bring various stakeholders together to discuss, to have conversations on these matters and have tangible actions. Later on, Fanikisha, again working with the county leadership, especially the Department of Health and other departments, worked to see that the county has a costed family planning strategic plan, so that there is a document that will guide the implementation of family planning. Now, it is significant to say that Fanikisha cut a very critical niche in this area. And it also identified among the groups that really needs attention, the young people. Fanikisha recognized that the problem of teenage pregnancy was something that needed to be addressed in the county. And therefore, Her Excellency Christine Mburia became a great champion of prevention of teenage pregnancy in Kwale County. And she did this in ways that really stood out. She was very evidence-based. From the very beginning, she wanted to get the baseline data when it comes to teenage pregnancy. And that was really something that gave her a whole different approach to things. She went out there on her own and then brought all the players that were very important in collecting the data around teenage pregnancy, whether looking at what is in the service statistics from the Department of Health in the county, the data from schools, and even data from the community. And using that data, that information that was even very granular as a basis of engagement. To an extent that when Her Excellency and Fanikisha started engaging in efforts to address teenage pregnancy, using that data, they were able to zero on schools or catchment areas that had a lot of teenage pregnancy and identify even health facilities that were serving those regions or those areas that had a higher number of teenage pregnancy. They identified around 100 schools and then looked at the facilities that serve that. And that was important. And she went ahead, again working with the stakeholders, the county government and other stakeholders in the county, to also look at even the entire county. What was the data saying? And therefore, starting from that very evidence-based level, they were able to come up with a county action plan to address teenage pregnancy. And then they came up with interventions to actually address teenage pregnancy and monitor what was happening when it comes to the data over time. And that kind of approach, evidence-based advocacy, is something that really stood out. And progressively, we've seen really progress in terms of reduction of teenage pregnancy in Kwale County, thanks to having such a great champion who reached out to other stakeholders to jointly do something. It is also important to point out that sometimes we need systems to engage in such matters. And therefore, Fanikisha Foundation, working with stakeholders drawn from the Department of Health, the Ministry of Education, the Youth and Gender, the media, and the Office of the County Commissioner, and many other important entities, including even members of the County Assembly. They put in place a multi-sectorial task force, which as we speak is now being chaired by the Office of the County Commissioner. A task force that even other counties visited Kwale County to just see how is this multi-sectorial approach working. A county such as Migori, for example, visited to learn from this great work. And Migori went back and implemented it, and they have had also outstanding results. So that just shows that you can have influence, not only it's your county, but that outcome other people are seeing, other people want to learn. And no wonder when the national government convened a meeting at a national level to discuss matters of reproductive health, Fanikisha, through Her Excellency Christine Mvurya, was called upon to actually give the Kwale experience at the plenary. And after that experience, counties actually said, we want to do a similar thing, just like that. And that's why it's very important in whatever we do in this space to identify champions who can lead on such matters, because these champions hold their communities dear, hold what they do dear, and therefore they are able to engage and pull everybody who needs to be on the table for the betterment of communities, and in this case, for the betterment of young people and communities in Kwale County. While Fanikisha excelled in its advocacy efforts, Fanikisha also recognized that it needed to strengthen itself as an institution. And therefore, Advanced Family Planning, or AFP, partnered with Fanikisha around institutional strengthening, because these are local organizations that we want to see them playing a greater and greater role. And therefore, while they will have very good achievements when it comes to advocacy, but they also have to strengthen their own institutions. And therefore, Fanikisha has gone ahead to actually strengthen its financial systems, coming up with financial policies, the procurement policies, coming up even with a bigger strategic plan as an organization to basically see what direction it wants to go moving into the future, strengthening its M&E system, looking at even its website and trying to basically build it up so that even people who want to learn more from what they're doing, they can also get this information from the website, strengthen that, document its experience for not only external sharing, but also to map up its journey and things that other people can also learn from and scale up. And it has also strengthened its staffing and all that, in terms of even having HR policies and all that. All these things are geared towards putting Fanikisha to a level that even other partners that want to engage with it can actually have the confidence that, yes, this is an institution that we need to work with. And they have done very well in that area as part of handling some of those institutional challenges that many local organizations, when they are starting up, face. So that became quite an important thing for Fanikisha to do as it positions itself to achieve its greater strategic plan. We are now at the level, when it comes to Kwale County, to basically scale up the good outcomes that the county has realized. And this is important because you can have great achievements, but you need to still, when you achieve, you don't relax. Otherwise, you might lose the gains. You also want to scale that up further. And therefore, this is something that the leadership of Kwale County, Fanikisha as an organization, and other champions in this space will need to continuously engage. And no wonder they have this multi-sectoral task force, because they know the multi-sectoral task force will be important to continuously monitor progress, come up with even actions to accelerate whatever could be lagging behind. And this is a nice place to be, but also a challenge to have moving into the future. It is always very important to engage with champions who are passionate for the development of their communities, champions who go out of the way to do more, even on their own, to really advance and transform lives of communities. And when champions of this nature happen to be at the political level, they even push that needle further and further. Having women leaders such as Her Excellency Christine Mvurya taking up on this matter, not only in her county, but influencing even other counties. That shows the strength of women leaders in this country and what they can do, not only in the areas of jurisdiction, but even beyond. I also have to say that women leaders such as Her Excellency Christine Mvurya have also brought in another discourse into the whole family planning and reproductive health agenda, and that is the gender dimension of women's health. She's even gone further in one of the facilities just to see how that works, and working with the Department of Health to see that there's more male engagement in these spaces. And the results within just 6 months are very, very impressive in terms of uptake of family planning services. And that just tells you that this is a woman leader who will continue impacting bigger, not only in her county, in Kenya, and who knows, in the African region.